Today I'm going to be setting up my yearly overview pages. Now, if you are unfamiliar what those are, it's a space that you have for each month to list out things that only happen within that month. For example, bills that only get paid once or twice a year in certain months, seasonal plans, or like seasonal reminders, or any plans that you are prepared for that particular month. Setting up these pages is part of my planner setup every year. So this year I have a new planner that I'm going to be moving into. I'm so excited about this Wrong planner. I have already set up my This Planner Belongs To page, and if you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen that already. And behind that are going to be my yearly overview pages. So I'm going to take these out of here so that way I can work with them much easier. All right, the nice thing is that we have extra notes pages in our planners, so I was able to use those to create these additional pages. They are dot grid, and with dot grid, you can set up a key for yourself. So that's the first thing that I did. I went ahead and I counted the spaces between the dots, and then I wrote that in, and then how many spaces were vertically. Once I had my blueprint, I was able to line up and figure out like where the center of the page was, as well as where the center was this way as well and vertically. So I was able to then figure out how I wanted to place the heading where I felt like it was going to look nice. And then I will show you how I use this blueprint on the following pages as well. So what I did was on this page, I used the back side of the blueprint, obviously to match the back side. And then I went ahead and I lined things up and I was able to mark them. It was so much easier to have just the blueprint done, taking my time to set this up. And then that way I could use it for any additional pages that I needed to set up. So it kind of takes a lot of time out of you having to refigure out all of the measurements every time you want to use like the dot grid note pages. I need to go over the wording that I have here, but before I do that, I actually want to decorate these pages. So I do have some pencil lines in here, which I am going to remove. Before I lay any stickers down, I'll make sure that any pencil markings are off of there, so that way I am not laying a sticker down on top of the pencil. All right, I have my sticker backing sheet here because I want to collect the stickers that I want to use. So I do have an idea of how I want this page to look already. Coming over here to the Live in the Moment sticker book, I have used so many of these stickers. I probably need to like get more of these. Now, if this is the first time that you are stopping in, welcome. I'm Tina. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me in another video. I'm going to use this one right here, like this one. The nice thing about these sticker backing pages is that they're the exact size of what I'm working with, so I can get like a really good idea of how I want this to look before I actually lay it onto the page here. In the Rainbow Girls sticker book, this one has all the different colors in here. So I was specifically looking at the black collection because these flowers go really pretty with the Live in the Moment collection. So I was thinking I would bring her in here. She's already sitting like in this bouquet. So let's see here. So this was my idea for this. And then I wanted to bring something up here. And I don't think there was anything in here. Let me see what I have in here. Kind of wanted to keep something like this, like these little cherubs, maybe up in the corner. These right here. Those are an option. Or there's also like these little decorative cherubs too. I don't know which ones to use. Kind of liking the shelves. I feel like, you know, less is more. And I'd love to put some flowers on the shelves. I have the PET tape, which is from the Rainbow Girls PET box sets. And it'd be kind of nice if I could find some flowers to put there. Oh, that might be an option. Okay, I think I could use this bouquet. I'd have to cut it and make it kind of work the way that I want it to. And I would need to get another one because I kind of like the more of the white flowers with this. That would be cute. Okay, I think that that will work. Okay, so I need to get another one of those. Here we go. The great thing about the PET tapes is you have like quite a few of them on each roll. Okay, so let me cut this so that way I have it like already ready for me to use. And it's going to, I'm going to flip this over so I can design this on this side. It's going to need to like be on there. Oh, is that going to look weird? Let's see. I think I can make this work. I think if I cut this off, I'm going to do a little just designing my own little bouquet here. Let me grab my tweezers. My tweezers here. Let's see. So that one would go like that. But you see how this has got like this spray over here? What if I added this spray? I know this seems like really, really like doing a lot, but I kind of get fixated on things sometimes. And I just want to go with it. Okay. So I could add that little sprig there and oh, right here. Look at it. Okay. Oh, and see, look at that. Now I made a nice little bouquet. I think that that will look really pretty. So when I place it, see how I will be able to place that? Okay, let's see how it looks up here. Of course, now I have to move all of these other things. Move all of that out of the way. And then let's make the other one up here. So that way I have a really good idea of how this page will come together. Because sometimes you think of an idea and then once you actually put it together, it like doesn't really look the way that you imagined that it would. So by doing a pre-plan of it, really helps to determine whether you want to go that way or not before you actually lay the stickers onto the paper that you're actually using. Okay, I did not cut this one in half the way I did on the other side because I think that I could just fit that like that. There we go. All right, so before I actually do this, I want to write in my letters. I want to fill them in actual marker because if I do something wrong here, at least I will be able to grab another note page and fix it. So wish me luck. I decided to bring out the ruler because it just gave it like a much crisper look to it. Of course, I had some difficulty with the O because that's just the way that it is, right? And this one, I want to make sure that I have it centered in here. I'm flipping it over that way I could get a good idea here. I accidentally erased those marks, so I kind of eyeballing it a little bit. All right, I think I got that down straight. Okay, let's grab these little groups here, little like bouquets. Kind of want to bring it by the punches here so that way I don't have to like repunch it if at all possible, kind of like that. And let's see here. Well, this one's going to be a little bit different. I feel like because of the way that the bouquets just kind of are. So I'm going to do my best here because they're not really mirrored, but I think that's, I just want to make sure I lay them down straight. And I might need to bring them over a little bit because this one just looks weird because it's going to be like cut off of the page and I don't want that. Oh no. Okay, well, let's see. I didn't even lay this down, but it just kind of like clung to the page right away. So let's see if I can get this up. And I probably should have laid this one down first, considering the way that this one is. Now, the only thing is about picking up a sticker that you've already laid down is it does like curl. And then that makes it a little bit harder to work with, but hopefully I can salvage that. Okay, now this one is probably going to be a lot harder to pull up, but let's see. And I'm going to be really careful because again, it's pieced together. Oops, let's see. Okay, good. Yay, I got it up. I got it up without tearing it. Okay, let me bring this over. Maybe, because this one's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think that is much better. This one still looks a little crooked, but I think it's going to have to stay because if I try to pick it up again, I probably, well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Oh, I was able to do it. Okay, now let me straighten it out. There, I think now I got it. Okay, that looks really pretty. I like the way that that looks. Okay, and I'm going to bring her in. Oh no, is she not going to fit? Yep, she'll fit. Okay, centered under that, and I want to get her straight, and hopefully I don't have to pick her up again. Oh my gosh. Okay, I did it. It looks so pretty. I really like it. I wanted to do something different with the lettering, but lettering is like not my thing. It's something that I really need to work on. I don't know. It's one of those goals that I have for myself for 2025. But anyway, the cover page is done. I like the way that it looks. I can erase any pencil marks that I might have on here. Okay, let's flip this over. Now I have all of these dots. Basically, I need to play connect the dots. So that is what I'm going to do. And I have a pen that I like to work with. That's this one right here. It's a Pilot G-Tech C4 pen. This one works pretty well. And I'm just going to create these little boxes here by connecting these dots that I already pre-planned on the page. So when I do something like this, I do like to give it a minute to dry if I can. This pen is usually really good. It doesn't smear. Either way, giving it like a few moments is always like a good idea. So I like to use my ruler, and you'll see that I'm drawing all the lines in like the same direction at the same time. That is the way that I like to do this. I don't like working on the edge of the page. I'd rather have most of the paper underneath the ruler because that's what helps keep it straight. Some of the things that I have learned along the way. So I actually need to do 3 sides of this total. All right, so I have everything drawn in, and you see how I did all of like the horizontal lines, and then I went in and I did all of the vertical lines. So I have 4 boxes for each page, and I have 3 pages of those. So therefore I have 12 boxes to cover the full year here. All right, now what I want to do is I want to decorate this, and I also need to add in the months onto these boxes. So I'm going to be using the time to date sticker book, and I am going to use these like script months in here. Now, I'm not sure if I want to like draw a line like in here, or if I just want to put the months in there. Wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do this just yet, but let's see here. So I've got January. Maybe I'll just lay the months down and then I could see how much room they take. And then that way I could go ahead and add in like a heading line underneath. That's what I'm kind of thinking. And the nice thing with the bullet points is that I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure that I'm centering this when I'm laying it down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So it's like right here. So that's how I like to use the dot grid also, because it's so nice to use for lining things up. So I'm going to go across January, February, March, April, and then I'll continue on to the next sheet. So let me go ahead and get these in here. All right, so I have all of the boxes with the months in there. So those are all ready to go. And now I need to decide if I want to draw in that border line. I think that I do. Let me go ahead and do that. And yeah, because I think I'll like the way that that looks much better. All right, I like the way that that looks. I'm glad that I laid down the months first and then added in like the bordering line underneath there. That looks really, really nice. Okay, now I want to add just a little bit of decoration at the top here, just to make it look a little pretty as opposed to just leaving it like blank like this. All right, so I'm going to come over here to the Live in the Moment sticker book. I'm going to grab my sticker sheet because I want to make sure that I place what I want to use on here. And I have an idea here for this. I want to bring in one of these like decorative, this long strip sticker here has got that same like decoration, that same detailing that I used on the cover page. So if I bring this one here, see this one on the cover page, that is the same thing, but it's much smaller, and there's 3 of them. So I thought I would put those like right in the middle. So obviously I have to cut this down, and I can place those in the middle there. So okay. So I have those. And then the other thing that I want to do is I want to add some florals in at the top. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these down first, and then I will look for the florals. So I'm going to put these on the back of my hand actually, because that helps me take some of the tackiness off in case I lay them down crooked, which I am like notorious for laying things down crooked. I don't know. I think it's just like the angle that I'm at when I'm filming in particular, when things just kind of end up going down crooked, but it is what it is. Okay, let's see here. I think I'm good there. And let's grab the next one here. Again, I'm using the dots there to center, help me center that up. And then let's do the last one here. All right. Okay, so I have those. I like when they all look the same at the top. It almost looks like they're just like printed that way. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to bring in some of the florals. So I'm going to come over here to the black PET tape, and I wanted to find something that was going to be like a nice balance. I'm not sure if it's this one. I think it's this one here, because all I want to do is just bring in a little bit of floral in the corner. Or there's, I think there might be another one here too. Let's see. Oh, I think this one will actually work. Let's see how this, let's see if this actually works the way that I envisioned it, because I didn't actually test it out. Just sort of was thinking that if I found a bouquet that was kind of balanced, like the florals where they were placed was kind of balanced, although this one really isn't, because there's a lot of white here and no white here. I don't know. So I'm thinking I wanted to add florals in the corners here, but you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if I'm going to like that. That's the thing. When you kind of envision a particular way you want to plan something out, and then you kind of try to put it together, it doesn't necessarily always work exactly the way that you want. So, all right, let me start by cutting this in half. Let me see how I can make this work. Because I definitely want to bring some of the florals in here, just at the bottom, like across. Maybe that's the best way to do this. Let's see here. And, oh, see, that's kind of nice because that kind of balances it out, right? Oh, I like that. I like that idea. All right, so let me grab another one of those, and then that way I could do the same. Actually, I need to grab two of those, two more, because I have two more pages. All right, I like the way that this looks. It's very, very simple, but that is exactly what I am going for this setup. I do want to add in a little bit of extra with like the months. So I'm going to bring in this Tombow. This is N75. It's a gray. And it's a really pretty gray. And all I'm going to do is actually just kind of like add some lines here on the side. And I think that that would look really nice. And I'm going to do this free-handed like this. However, I wish that this one was a little bit better, but I always feel like the first one I do is never the best. Let's see. Maybe if I start from this end and I go this way. So that adds just a little bit of something. Those first two are a little crooked. I could use a ruler, but like with this type of brush, it's kind of hard to use a ruler with it. It's really a matter of just like laying it down and following through with the stroke. I like adding in highlighters onto my pages because sometimes it just brings everything together. It fills in like white space, because sometimes when you use like too many stickers, then it just kind of looks a little cluttered. And I do not want that for these pages. Okay. Oh, I can't believe I did that and I talked through it. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Well, that's it. I like the way that these are set up. It looks really good. Now I could go in and draw lines in here. I'm not quite sure if I want to do that because I'm not sure about the spacing in here. And then that is definitely going to take some time to draw all those lines in. So I think for now, I'm just going to leave the dot grid. And then once I actually go in to fill this out, then I can figure out if I want to add lines or not. All right, so let's go ahead and put these pages in my planner. All right, so the most decoration that I did was on this very first page, the heading page there. So just to kind of start off with, I have my name page here, and then it's going to go into the yearly overview pages that I just created. And now I have my boxes, my 12 boxes, because of course I have more on this side here, and they are all labeled with the months. And just to review like what I'm going to be putting in here, I'm going to be putting in here bills that only get paid once or twice a year in the months that they need to get paid. I'll put seasonal plans in here, any seasonal reminders that I need for myself, or any specific plans to a particular month. So, for example, February has Valentine's Day. I want to start planning for Valentine's Day, but I want to do that in January. So, by putting it in here that I need to maybe make some reservations or figure out if we're going to go somewhere for a weekend, anything like that, all of that planning needs to be done in January for me to go ahead and plan that out in February. The other thing is that in January, I do have some specific bills that only get paid once a year and they are paid in January. So this is a good reminder for me that I'm going to have that extra expense in January. So I want to make sure that I have that in here. I can refer to it. It's like a nice quick glance to look at the year. So as I go into a new month, I always come back and I look at these pages and I look and see what things are going on in January. And then I will take those items that I need to make sure that I take care of in that month and I will put them into my monthly. So I'm going to actually flip over here to my monthly because I do have January monthly already set up. And I have different categories here on this dashboard page. And this will get filled out based on what kind of information I have going on in here. So that's how I start to fill out these dashboard pages. It's a great reference. So most of the time, all of the things that happen every January, February, and so on throughout the year are going to be the same for every year. That's just what happens in that month. So that's why I like to have this set up. It's one setup at the beginning of my planner. I have it all in one place. And then that way I can just flip back to these pages and reference these pages as I go into each month. So that is the purpose for my year overview pages. And I am all set. All I need to do is fill in all of the things, which definitely is time consuming. And it is also personal items as well. So I do try to share as much as I can with you. But of course, when it starts to get like too personal, I will not share those things. So if you see me set things up, but you don't see how they're filled out, that's the reason why. So if I can fill it out as much as I can, before it gets too personal, then those are the things that I could definitely share with you. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed this video. It got some ideas how to set up some year overview pages for yourself and the importance of them. So we've got some pretty pages, but they are really, really functional pages that are going to help you throughout the year. I will be continuing my planner setup series, and the next thing that I will be setting up is my list section. So I have got all kinds of lists that I like to create at the beginning of the year. And I will be doing that next. So if you want to find out what that is all about, and maybe you want to set up a section like that for yourself in your planner, make sure that you are subscribed, you hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when my videos post. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. That really does help me out on YouTube. It lets YouTube know that you are enjoying my content, and therefore they will share it with others that will enjoy it as well. And drop me a comment down below. What kind of things do you set up for in your planner every single year? I would love to hear any of your tips and ideas because I like to learn from you as well. If you watch this video all the way through till the end, please be sure to leave me a check mark emoji. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.